Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Running with Stephen, and today you join me in a quick recap of the Edinburgh Marathon. How did it go for me, and how did I get that huge 14-minute PB? So the race came in three parts. I'll just put the race up here and the splits over here. So I'll split it into 10 mile, 10 mile and 10k. So the first 10 mile I was absolutely flying, hitting like 740-minute miles and 750-minute miles. Probably just a bit too much ahead of where I wanted to be, but it felt so comfortable and I felt fine flying with the crowds. The second 10 mile, well, if you've seen the race vlog, you'll see that at the 10 mile mark I had to stop and try and switch on my phone, mess about with my phone to get my music back on. So here's a handy little tip: if you are running Edinburgh in the near future, then download your playlist prior to it, because it absolutely stressed me out and it probably caused me maybe about 20-30 seconds trying to get that phone back into my shorts, because I was initially running trying to do it, but it just didn't work. So download your playlist, don't make my mistake. So the second 10 mile was absolutely fine as well. Like, I just come back on the pace a wee bit, maybe to around 8 minutes 10 per mile, 8 minutes 20 per mile. And again, I did feel actually fine at that point. It was great to hit like 16 miles and feel very quietly confident just in how I was feeling. Even getting into the country park as well, very confident. I was passing places last year where I was having a really tough time, where it got hard for me last year around about that 18-mile mark. But again, this year, I felt so confident just on my nutrition plan and everything else that went into race day. I will touch on them in a wee second. So the final 10k is where it got tough. It's where I was really challenged. And I say that in the nicest possible way, but see, last year I was really struggling that last 10k. Like, I could barely even walk because I was cramping up all the time last year. This year, every time I was feeling any wee sort of firing shot, I was getting nutrition on board, I was taking salt, really sorting out my nutrition plan this year helped me massively. And then there's the Runna Coach plans, which I've been doing for like the past 16 weeks. They are absolutely insane. If you haven't checked them out, go over now and use my code RunWithStephen. Get your 2 weeks free and check out the plans, because honestly, you won't regret it. I feel that these were an absolute game changer this year in terms of me being able to execute my marathon the way I did and get that huge 40-minute PB. So nutrition then, let's touch on that. How did that go for me on the day? So I was using the Sport and Science Beta Gels, which have the 40 grams of carbs in them. Absolute game changers for me again, because I was using maybe the cheaper gels, ones with 30 grams of carbs and ones with like 20 grams of carbs, and do you know what? They just didn't work for me. But again, it's what works for you, not me. So everything down to the consistency of the gels, they're just very fluid like, and they just go down and digest very easily and absorb very easily. So I was taking one of them round about the 3 mile mark, and then I was getting some salt on board. So I was using the salt stick fast chews to just literally put them in your mouth, chew them, let them dissolve. Again, absolute game changer in terms of nutrition. And I was doing that maybe, so I was mile 3, mile 6, and then every 3 miles so on, that's what I was doing. And you know, it worked absolutely perfectly for me. How did I get my electrolytes on board then? So the night before, I said to Natalie, I really can't be bothered carrying this full bottle of nutrition anyways, as well as a soft flask. And I said to her, I says, well, see, when I stop at the water stations, I'm literally going to stop, pour my water mix in, drink it that way. And she said, why don't you just put it in your mouth and then drink your water with it? Absolute mind-blowing moment, because you know what? It worked absolutely perfectly for me. So I done this at mile 10, and I was maybe about 20 metres from the water station. I forgot I had to breathe between here and there, and all the electrolyte dust just came up into my eyes. I was like, what's going on? So I done that at mile 10 and then mile 20. And you know, each time I'd done it, it felt like my electrolytes were just totally replenishing my body straight away. There was no issues whatsoever, and it felt incredible. Like, if you're going to try it, do let me know. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know how you going, because it worked so much for me. I was using the 1500 Precision Hydration. So if you do use that, let me know, and let me know how it works for you, because it absolutely worked perfectly for me. So trainers then, you may ask, how did they go? Well, they went absolutely perfectly. I couldn't have asked for any more, apart from some nail damage, which we'll touch on in a little sec. They went absolutely fine. The right level of comfort for a marathon, the right level of response, and they just felt absolutely epic on. Like, one thing I did use with them though was the Comfort anti-blister. It's like a bit like a lip balm you rub on your feet to stop blisters, and you know what, it worked again so perfectly for me. If you've not tried this, then head over to Home Bargains and get it in there. I think they're about 169 or 199. Do get it, do try it. I have been using it on my long runs, and it's been working so well for me. And every single trainer might add, but they worked exceptionally well in the New Balance. What happened to my toenails then? Well, I'd lost one sort of straight after the race, which I think was ready to come off just due to long runs and stuff. But I did have some nail trauma, so my big toenail was absolutely black and blue. I'm not going to share it with you because that'll just absolutely traumatise you and put you off running marathons, and that's not what we want here on this channel, so I'm not going to share it. I did, however, tell you in the group chat, if you are in the WhatsApp chat, I'll just put a note to the WhatsApp below where I did share what was happening to me after the race and before the race and stuff. It's a great little place for getting hints and tips and any sort of help you need or any advice you need, and also we share discount codes in there too, so do go and check it out. So to sum Edinburgh up in a few words, well, what can I say? My love-hate relationship is finally over. I actually love the Edinburgh Marathon course, and that's only because I've sorted out my nutrition. So a big hats off to the organisers of the Edinburgh Marathon, and also to all the volunteers. If you're one of those volunteers, thank you very much. And thanks very much to everyone who helped Edinburgh go on in the day. So much goes into these races. I really can't share my appreciation enough for every single one of you. What's coming up next week then? What's coming up on the channel? What to expect? So next week on Father's Day we have the Glasgow Men's 10K, and then on October the 1st, I think it is, we have the Great Scottish Run coming up. Then we go to Edinburgh on the 22nd of October for the Men's 10K again. I'm actually looking forward to all these races, and again, I'll be targeting a PB every time. So make sure you turn on that wee bell for notifications and hit the subscribe button on the channel, because that's the only way you will find out how I go on in all these races and if I PB. So thank you all very much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate every viewer to the channel and all the new viewers to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in and supporting me. It really is very much appreciated. So I'll see you all next week at the Men's 10K. Hope you all have a fantastic time and get out there, get it done, and smash those PBs. Let's go!